Myanmar, Tzu Chi volunteers distribute bags of instant noodles to 2 special schools. We learn about how the Taiwanese survived through the Ice Age and made its way to Taiwan. Welcome to DaAi Headlines. I'm Helen Liao. Thank you for joining us. First up in Myanmar, inspired by local Tzu Chi volunteers' unselfish dedication to the disadvantaged, a philanthropist from Malaysia donated boxes of instant noodles to help the needy. In response, the volunteers organized a 2-day distribution event, delivering the supplies to 2 special schools.
Boxes of instant noodles inside the venue are Myanmar Tzu Chi volunteers and Tzu Chins. Today they are delivering box after box of aid supplies, all of which were donated by a Good Samaritan from Malaysia.
The suburban area of Yangon is one of the poorest areas in Myanmar. On behalf of residents there, Tzu Chi volunteers not only deliver aid supplies, but also spread love and care.
For these visually impaired, it is hard to recognize each volunteer by their voice. However, Tzu Chi's signature songs are something they can always recognize.
Of course, I remember Tzu Chi. You always sing songs to welcome us, like you just sang the welcome song and One Big Family. When I heard that, I knew Tzu Chi volunteers were here.
Next, Tzu Chi volunteers and Tzu Chins lead the visually impaired students in several group activities.
Because the volunteers are here, I'm happy and I like you guys.
With Myanmar Tzu Chi volunteers' help, an act of love from Malaysia was delivered to those in need of it the most, proving once again that as long as the blue and white clad angels are around, those in need will find the strength to carry on.
In the Philippines, on September 20th, a fire broke out in Tongdong district of Manila, leaving 350 households without a roof over their heads. Currently, most of the fire survivors are staying at the local gymnasium. To help, Tzu Chi volunteers arrived with rice, consolation cash, and daily necessities. On September 20th, a fire occurred in the area, leaving 350 families homeless. Among the fire survivors is Ludigario Pans, who lost 2 family members in the fire.
I asked myself why these things happened to me. The fire killed my grandsons and my wife is still in the hospital. I really need this money to pay for her medical bills.
Upon learning of the plight of the victims, Tzu Chi volunteers presented the fire survivors with consolation cash, rice, and daily necessities, as they hope to help them get through this difficult time.
Thank you, Tzu Chi Foundation, and all of you for showering us with your love. Tzu Chi volunteers are truly giving themselves selflessly to others and have treated all of us like family, regardless of our background.
Thanks to the volunteers' endless love and care, the fire survivors have regained the courage to move on and have promised to pay the love forward. In Indonesia, the widening poverty gap means that many impoverished families are unable to afford basic medical services. To help, Tzu Chi's medical team began holding free clinics in 1999 to provide free surgery to those suffering from cataracts, cleft lips, and others. Besides helping needy residents regain healthy bodies, Tzu Chi's work over the years has also helped resolve years of ethnic tensions.
Maybe they were embarrassed. Yes, because of having a handicapped child, after Wen Tong was born, his birth mom never took him outside. When someone laughs at him, I told him not to be naughty. If your classmates make fun of you, just ignore them. Don't worry if they try to repeat what you said.
10-year-old Wendon, born with cleft lip, was later abandoned by his mother. Having other children tease him also made the boy less talkative.
Sebelum dioperasi ngomong nggak? Suka diem.
Living in a shattered house, Wendon's foster mother has no means to renovate their home, let alone paying for his treatment. Last year, Wendon received surgery at Tzuji's free clinic to treat his cleft lip, which dramatically boosted his confidence.
Ya, kok bisa jadi berani? Biar sembuh ya.
Today, Wendon not only enjoys a new look, but has also opened up his heart and gained self-confidence. He now also has the hope of a better future ahead. Free clinic, patients arrive in the hope of receiving the surgery needed to treat their illness. In Indonesia, many cannot afford to visit a doctor, as registration fees alone cost $10 US. To receive a cataract surgery in a public hospital cost $260 US. For those with an average income of only $175 US per month, radiotherapy treatment is only a dream. In 1995, Indonesia Timur medical staff began holding free clinics, and in 1999, they expanded their services to Java and Sumatra, as well as Papua province. The free clinics have helped more than 60,000 patients and changed the lives of countless needy families. During the social unrest of 1998, city volunteers mobilized to hand out rice and daily necessities to those affected. The following year, large-scale free clinics were also arranged. The love and care of Tzuji gradually opened local residents' hearts.
Itu dokter yang kebanyakan Muslim.
Most of our doctors at the free clinic are of Islamic backgrounds, so it helps make up for the racial differences. Most of our patients are Muslim as well.
There's no longer hate in their hearts upon seeing someone of Chinese descent. Seeing how you love them and want to serve and help them is really moving.
By accepting their differences and giving selflessly to those in need, Tzuji's charity work over the years has finally seen positive results. Since 1995, Tzuji has been holding large-scale free clinics in Indonesia. For those in need, Tzuji has traveled to all regions to reach out a helping hand, and thus brought harmony to communities throughout the nation. In our next report, we will look into the environmental impact following Tzuji's clean-up of the Angke River.
Starting today, we bring you a new series of reports on the type of tree which was named after the island of Taiwan, the Taiwania. The Taiwania first appeared 137 million years ago. Therefore, it is also called a living fossil. What's extraordinary about this living fossil is that it survived through the Ice Age. But how did this tree species make its way to Taiwan, and how did it manage to endure such harsh climate change to survive till this day? Let's take a look.
As the sun's rays seep through the branches, the seemingly quiet and serene forest is in fact filled with life. We are here today because I really want to show you fossils. Can you tell where the fossils are?
I'm over here.
That's right. To be exact, these fossils are living fossils. They're known as the Taiwania.
We Taiwania were first found on the North American continent 137 million years ago.
It's just we're so far apart, and Taiwan is only a few million years old. How did you get here?
I remember when my ancestors experienced increasingly colder climates and the weather became difficult for our survival, so future generations began to migrate southwards.
Fossil evidence indicates that the Taiwania was once extensive in Eurasia and North America, yet now they are only found in Taiwan, along the Yunnan-Myanmar border and northwest Vietnam.
From the evolution of this species, it's difficult to distinguish which is older, but if I take a relative, for instance, an uncle sequence, the more similarities they show with the relative suggests the more ancient the specimen is. Using this method of speculation, we can deduce that Taiwan's specimen is as old as the ones found in Yunnan and Vietnam.
Scholars of ecology and evolutionary biology reckon that the Taiwania in these three regions migrated southwards almost at the same time. But without the ability to physically move, how did this tree species cross oceans?
They arrived 2 million years ago, around the time of the Quaternary Ice Age. The oceans froze and sea levels dropped. During each glacial maximum, sea levels dropped between 120 and 150 meters. And given that the Taiwan Strait is a region of extremely shallow water, glaciers serve like a connecting bridge which stretched from mainland China to Taiwan.
The whiter sections on the map represent shallower ocean waters. One can see that China, Japan's Okinawa and the Philippines all shared a land bridge which enabled biological distribution to Taiwan. Except as the weather got warmer, not only did the land bridge disappear, the climate became unsuited for the survival of the Taiwania. During the Ice Age, Taiwan became a sanctuary to escape the cold for Asia's species. The reason these species were able to survive even after the climate normalized was due to Taiwan's mountain ranges and its climate. Although we cannot see dinosaurs in our lifetime, we do, however, have the privilege of seeing plants which existed around the same time.
Perhaps it had relatives, but they are extinct now. It's just this type of specimen which survived.
Named after the island of Taiwan, the Taiwania is a precious asset to our country. We should make an effort to know it better.
Can you spot me amongst the forest of trees?
Teacher,
If we look straight ahead where the branches very distinctly drop down and then curve up again like an American Christmas tree, that is the Taiwania.
only what we understand will we be able to protect. The Taiwania, having survived through many of Earth's changes, finally found a suitable habitat to settle in. Only by cherishing nature's gift are we truly displaying our love for our Earth.
In Singapore prior to 1999, local residents had not yet realized the importance of environmentalism and simply threw their garbage into collective bins without sorting them into categories. However, since 1999, after Tzu Chi volunteers set up the country's first recycling point, local residents have gradually developed proper recycling habits. So far, there are 29 recycling points and over 1,100 recycling volunteers in Singapore who work in cooperation with local residents and the government to ensure a sustainable environment for the generations to come.
Singapore, a small and densely populated island city-state in Southeast Asia, has a thorough garbage processing system, leading to its people's carelessness in sorting recyclables.
The residents usually throw their garbage into the garbage disposal slides, and the trucks downstairs will collect it and take it away. It is very convenient.
All prefabricated housing or apartments are equipped with such garbage storing slides through which the residents can easily get rid of their household garbage. However, the act of recycling is normally neglected. Although the government promoted the recycling scheme, the results were not as good as they expected.
As they throw all the garbage into the collective bins, they do not realize that some of their garbage is actually recyclable and reusable, such as waste.
Statistics show that Singapore's recycling rate stands at only half of Taiwan's and 1/3 of Japan's. After garbage is sent into the incinerator, the leftover ashes will be compressed and later used in land reclamation. However, garbage reduction and recycling are the only ways to ensure a sustainable future for Singapore. In 1999, Tzu Chi volunteers set up Singapore's first recycling point on Joo Road East region. Now there are a total of 29 recycling points and over 1,100 recycling volunteers on the island. The monthly proceeds from the recycling can subsidize 200 scholarship recipients' lunches and transportation fees for a month.
Every day we leave the recyclables here and the volunteers will come to collect them on a weekly basis. If they don't, I will normally just throw them away.
We volunteers have worked to introduce and educate the public on recycling. We not only emphasize the importance of environmentalism, but also teach them how to actually practice recycling.
Volunteers also periodically take part in environmental events organized by the government.
The Tzu Chi Foundation not only deals with recycling, you're a systematic organization. When we joined the meeting with our minister earlier, he asked if we will invite Tzu Chi to take part in the event, and I said yes.
What we intend to do is to work with our partners, where our partners is actually Tzu Chi. Encourage the residents to bring down recyclable materials to all these recycling points.
Thanks to the volunteers' hard work, now countless Singaporeans are starting to show the responsibility of safeguarding their living environment.
In our next report, we meet National Kaohsiung University of Applied Sciences student Guo Yizhen, who in spite of being an active volunteer, still finds time to manage her heavy schoolwork. Guo says the most important lesson that all university students should learn is responsibility and self-discipline. Walking into her classroom before the bell rings, this is National Kaohsiung University of Applied Sciences student Guo Yizhen, who is never late and never leaves class early.
I always fulfill my responsibilities. I go to school, finish my tasks, and do the right things at the right time.
That's a very good example. Listening carefully and asking questions in lectures, this is one of the goals Guo has set for herself. Yizhen knows that in university, only she can look after herself.
In university, teachers don't control the students and parents are not around. I think there is only one important lesson that needs to be learned in university, and that is responsibility.
When a student can interact with their teachers with confidence, you can tell that he or she has found a goal in life. I told my students if they can communicate with me, then they can communicate with their employers in the future.
Looking at Guo Yizhen's handmade calendar, one can see that it is full with volunteer events and reading plans.
I will write down all my tasks in this calendar, including the readings that I have to do before class. I will always find time to finish my duties.
Whenever Guo Yizhen returns home, she always helps out with household chores and shares her school life with her family. Yizhen says the reason for doing so is to reassure her parents that she is a responsible child.
She is very obedient. When we tell her something, she always listens and shares with us her goals. Yizhen knows how to manage her time and knows what she is doing.
Other than taking care of her schoolwork, during her spare time, Guo Yizhen is also an active Tzu Qing. As for those around her, Guo Yizhen always treats them with kindness and respect.
We need to be polite when talking to elders and be nice to our siblings. We need to be polite to others because there's always something that we can learn from them.
Whenever we held an event, Guo Yizhen is always there to help us. She is very kind and considerate. When her peers have problems, she will always be the first to reach out with a helping hand.
The juggling school, tutoring, and volunteering. With good time management skills, Guo Yizhen is able to fulfill all her duties. Living every day to the fullest, Guo has not only made good impression on her teachers, but has also become a positive role model for her peers. In today's report on the 10 Outstanding Young Persons Award, we meet Wen Guozhi, a famous chef in Taiwan. Born and raised in the remote regions in Hualien, Taiwan, Chef Wen grew up pro and make ends meet by working odd jobs at restaurants. Gaining experience, Chef Wen switched from an auto mechanic major to culinary arts and later moved to Taipei to make a name for himself. Only 33 years old, he's already well known in the culinary field. Now, besides teaching housewives how to cook for their family on TV, as a teacher, he is also passing on his knowledge to the next generation.
先为各位介绍本日大厨，就是名闻遐迩、威仪正中外的温国志温师傅。
As it's nearing winter time, Taiwan's cooking programs are teaching their viewers how to best keep away the cold through the foods they eat.
像我们的这个薏仁芡实，刚刚说它利尿啊、排水啦，那人参是补气，所以这个男生女生都非常适合。
Only a bit over 30, Master Chef Wen Guozhi has been teaching culinary arts for the past 4 years on various TV cooking programs. At the same time, he has also been passing on his skills to the next generation of chefs.
每一条的这个杏鲍菇贴近锅面的这个时间，好都要掌控好哈。
Stepping out of the spotlight, Chef Wen has picked up his teaching cap, and his sincerity in teaching is felt by all his students.
For example, materials that are hard to get, Chef Wen will use his resources and make calls to get these special ingredients for us. He shares all his cooking secrets with us. Our last class of the day gets out at fire. From 5 until 9 p.m., Chef Wen stayed with us to further guide us during our practice time.
一般我们这个切割的动作是洗完才能切，好，清洗完毕好才可以切。
In this classroom, not only are the students learning from their teachers, but the teacher also becomes a student.
像我在教授他们的时候
My teaching method is through an exchange. I don't always know better. At times, the suggestions they throw out are very helpful.
对这件事情是有帮助的。
Sometimes we will think of an ingredient to add, and Chef Wen will let us try it out. If it's successful, we will change our recipes.
Leaving his hometown of Hualien, Taiwan at the age of 18 to make a name for himself in Taipei, Chef Wen started studying auto mechanics in vocational school. Now a success, he has not let his fame change him, but keeps his childhood motto close to his heart.
简单的事情
Do something simple repeatedly and you become an expert. Continual repetition makes you a winner.
We go to Haiti at the end of the show to help the less fortunate in the country. Tzu Chi volunteers join hands with local Scout and Jordanian army to distribute 160 tons of rice from Taiwan to nearly 8,000 impoverished families. We will leave you with these images. Thank you for watching DaAi Headlines. Goodbye.